So after talk about the pseudocode and the flowchart, we let's take a look at about these programming languages. Does any volunteer would like to introduce these programming languages? Okay.
First language C++. It's
Yeah.
an object-oriented programming language. It's an extension of C. And then Java. It's also an OOP, or means object-oriented programming language, mainly used for app development, Android app. And then we have JavaScript. It's the boss for the web, whatever you want to make. It's a prototype-based language and single-threaded language. Then we have Visual Basic. I don't know. It's a ancient dog. I don't have any idea about this. And we have Swift, the Macintosh little girl, the Apple programming language. Where it's object oriented. We use it for Apple development. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, great. It's very good thanks very much for your introduction. Okay, so after we design the program, we specify the program and design the program using a lot of approaches. Then we need to test the program. So it must be tested to ensure it works very correctly, right? So when we test the program, we may face a lot of errors, and these errors mainly include three aspects: syntax and runtime and logic errors. And then we need to use some debugger to help us to read through the lines of the code and solve the problems. Here shows an example about the debugger. When do the programming in this position, it is the help us to debug. So the process of testing and then eliminating errors such as these, what we have talked about three aspects errors. Firstly is a violation of the rules of the programming language. Second may occur when the programmer uses incorrect calculation or leaves out a programming procedure. We may get some logic errors. And the third would be it involves one or more several methods. These two errors. And the third would be during the test, there may involve one or more several methods. Different tools or methods may be involved for help to find and solve such kind of errors. So when we do the test, first we need to set up a test plan. That is a document that specifies how many times and with what data the program must be run in order to thoroughly test it. And then we need to design a code coverage and a data coverage. That is, code coverage is an approach that designs test cases by looking at the code, while the data coverage is an approach that designs test cases by looking at the allowable data values from different viewpoints. So then we need to implement the test plan, right? So we use the test cases outlined in the test plan to verify that the program outputs the predicted results or not. Okay, so the output, verify the output. So when we do the programming, we use some tools. For example, we use a SDK represents a software development kit. It is a collection of language-specific programming tools that enables a programmer to develop applications for a specific computer platform. And also, we introduce these IDE represents the integrated development environment. So it is a type of this SDK, and it is a packages that a set of development tools into a C programming applications. Okay, so a component is a pre-written model and typically designed to accomplish a specific task. So an API is a set of application program or operating system functions that programs can access from within the programs that they create. And all these like C or Java or C++ or Python are most popular programming languages. And the Microsoft's XNA framework is a set of tools for creating Xbox 360 games. So Objective-C is also popular for creating some applications for the your iPhone or iPad, such kind of devices. Okay, so that's what we are going to share in today's class. And then I leave several important threads here for all of us to remember in today and the previous classes, what we need to remember. Okay, so the first is that what a computer can operate. A computer can store, retrieve, and process data, and it is also programmable. Okay. And then what is the computer's machine language? It is a set of instructions that the machine's hardware is built to recognize and execute. Third is about the machine language programs. It is written by entering a series of these instructions in the binary form. Okay. So some important stories you need. I hope all of you could remember in your mind and take home some take-home message. And we introduced paper 8. It is a virtual computer, and it is with an 8 register for the accumulation, and it has 2 another registers for the instructions. So one part tells which action the instruction perform. That is the IR register. Okay, instruction register. And the other details where the data to be used can be found. Okay. In fact, another register is supposed to program counter. Okay, so this is what's the instruction you are now executed, and this is what's the next instruction, the position or the address of the next instruction supposed to be are stored in these 2 registers. So we introduce 3 important registers. And then we introduce a detail about the instructions, right? Each instruction in the paper 8 includes 2 parts. First part is the instruction specification, and the second part is the data specification. And we introduce 2 addressing mode, the immediate addressing mode and direct addressing mode, to specify where the operand is, or it's just the address, or it's the operand itself. And then we talk about the assembly language, a language that permits the users to enter some mnemonic codes for each instruction rather than the binary numbers. So, but all these are low level programming language. Okay. And we also talk about the pseudocode, right? It is some shorthand type language, shorthand language type, and people can use to express the algorithm. And we talk about some test programs that all programs must be tested. Of course, this is the first thread. And then we design like code coverage, right, and data coverage. Okay, and usually we use black box testing are 2 common approaches. And in fact, we also introduced 2 kinds of development methodologies to develop your program. First is the top-down design, which focus on the tasks to be done, some programming language like C programming languages. And we also talk about the object-oriented design, right? It is focused on the data, focus on the object. So for example, the C++ or Java, such kind of programming languages.